What's beautiful about this business is the person that you become along the way. The person you become along the way. I remember him asking, how'd you make so much money your first month? I'm like, I don't really know. I was like, how do I check it on POL? He said, how much, where are you at on premium? I said, I don't know. I didn't even know how much premium I had. He goes, well, you just got to go on to POL, and he walked me through the thing. And I remember fighting for the stud trophy. And look where this dude is today, 23 years old. The reason why this is so powerful is because I look at the dreams that you open in other people's hearts. We got two guys here today that drove, how far did you guys drive, Dylan and Devin? 3.5 hours. That's what's up! 3.5 hours for their dreams. These guys are warriors. District leaders, both of them. They just finished their district leader promotion. I remember just thinking, I want this to work. I knew nothing about it. I wanted it to work. But listen, for it to work, you need to work. Okay, you need to work. The quality of leaders reflected in the standards they set for themselves. All right? Everything. There is a standard in everything you do. Are you sticking around afterwards to help out? This is your meeting. This is your business. You need to set a standard. When people look at you, they have to say, this is an excellent person right here. When you start in this business, you may not be an excellent person, and that's okay. You came here around excellent people. You watch what happened with Josh and Jeannie. You watch what happened with Kayla. You watch what happened with me. I was like chasing people through backyards. By the way, I was a police officer before I came here. I knew nothing about financial services, okay? I was a good shot with a pistol. And I was pretty mean.
And a car.
That's right. No, not with a car. Be a person of excellence. People of excellence go the extra mile and they do what's right. Listen, you do not get anywhere in this business if you're not helping people. That's the beauty of this business. You can go to a lot of places, make a lot of money, but you'll never become the same kind of person that you'll become here, because they're excellent people. Everybody that I've ever seen make big money. I'm telling you, you go on these trips and you look at these guys, they have a lanyard that says SNSD, and I look at that person, I think that person's a warrior. That person helps so many people. You can't say that everywhere you go. A leader's someone people follow, not because they have to, but because they want to, okay? Because they want to do it. Who in here works at a job for a person that they don't like very much? I work for that person. I remember when I found this opportunity, I didn't even know how to do a quick quote. I didn't know how to do term now, but I remember looking at my lieutenant thinking, I'm out of here, you don't even know it yet. I'm like, I'm going to Prime America, baby. I remember the day. Everybody should remember the day when the first time that you were introduced to this, and you look at it and it raises something inside of you, doesn't it? Because you see something. You see something bigger than yourself. I remember sitting across from Ian looking at this thing, thinking, I hope this is real. And I remember running this license plate going, man, he's got some money. To be a leader, you have to make people want to follow you, and nobody wants to follow somebody who doesn't know where they're going.
That's right.
You need to know where you're going. I talk to people all the time about their mindset. Mindset's the most important thing. You need to know where you're going, right? We teach people in F&A, we say, where are you going to? Where are you coming from? Doesn't matter where you are now, okay? I remember there was a month in this business where Josh and Jeannie did not have a car. A month. This dude is an absolute warrior. He closed more business than most of the people in the hierarchy that month, being driven around by Bobby D'Angelo. That's what it takes to win here. You got to be tough. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea. Art Williams didn't build this business based off of the X's and the O's. He didn't go up and teach the play. He just brought out what was good in people. He showed them what they could do with their lives. Who in here wants to do something special? I said, who wants to do something special? The only definition of a leader is someone who has followers. Okay, if you're showing up here and you don't have followers, you're not a leader yet. But guess what? You will be. You stick around long enough and it'll grow. Because you'll grow. You'll become the person that people want to follow. They'll say, whatever he's doing, whatever she's doing, I want to go there with them. You may not be there yet. You don't have to be there yet. They just have to see it in your eyes that you're serious. And you need to lay it all on the line. If you think you're leading, but no one's following, you're just taking a walk, baby. That's right. Don't think that you're a leader just because you're in Primerica and you're a senior regional leader. If you don't have anybody showing up, you need to get better yourself because people want to follow a leader. Everybody needs leadership. You walk fast in the mall, what does the person next to you do? They start to pick up their pace. It's just natural for us. You remember that movie Forrest Gump? He's running, he's got the big old beard, all these people are following him. They don't even know why they're following him, right? They just want leadership. Art Williams says, you show me anything good in this country, I'll show you a leader. Be the kind of leader that you would follow yourself. Who is it that your upline is? Do they text you? Do you get back with them? When they ask you, did you set that appointment? Do you look at it and you say, man, I don't want to answer that call. I don't want to answer that text. Guess what? None of us want to answer that text. Because it makes you dig deep and it makes you look in the mirror. The toughest person ever to have to look back at you is the person in the mirror. Because you know if you did it. You know if you were worth it. And you know what you need to do to get there. Nobody's going to hold you. Here's the thing. This business will expose you for who you are. But the good news is, you're not at your destination yet. You're on your way. True leaders are not just going to create followers, they're going to create other leaders. That's when this thing starts to get fun, by the way. That's when it starts to get fun. When you start to see people that are following their own dreams, they're starting to run their own appointments. They're messaging you. That's right. That's right there. Benny Ward is an example of a leader. Give him a round of applause. You don't know where they're going to come from, by the way. You don't know where they're going to come from. Benny's 20 years old. I sat down with his sister. She was a police officer. She said, you need to meet my brother. I sat down with him. He didn't say much. And then I saw something in his eyes after that first appointment. I said, this dude could be good. But guess what? There's a lot of people that could be good. And they sell themselves short, don't they? Are you going to sell yourself short? I sure hope not. Great leaders don't tell you what to do. They show you how it's done. They show you how it's done. Albert Einstein said, setting an example is not the main means of influencing others. It's the only means. You will follow what they do. You don't follow what they say, you follow what they do. Why is this hierarchy what it is? Because of its leadership. Ian is in Florida right now, and people are being trained. Don't you want that for yourself?
Yeah.
Then who are you going to become? He didn't just do it overnight.
That's right.
Nobody's stuck in the beginning for him. Guess what? I look back over my direct recruits, and I don't even know how I have a business. Where did these people go? I don't remember recruiting anybody for them. Where are the people? Why are these people showing up at my office? Guess what? It works. You just got to keep running the play. So I saw some pretty amazing statistics. 58% of people in the United States, after they leave high school, never read another book.
Wow.
So you wonder why we have people that are out there that are broke, that have nowhere else to go, and when you talk to them, they say, I don't know if I want to do that thing.
Come on.
You kidding me? They say it's a little different. Thank God it's different.
Yeah. Well,
If this is different, then give me two of them.
that's
Right?
right.
I do not want to go to work again and work for $13 an hour. I was working as a detective. They cut my pay so much. My take home was about $2,000. Went down to about $900 overnight.
Yep.
You have no control in that. To get shot at, spit on, cut, chased, sued, everything that you can think of. You come here, someone tells you no, and you say, this isn't good. You kidding me? To live your dreams? You got to be a leader. You got to be the rock. Because everything should break against you. It doesn't matter. Your attitude better be top-notch all the time because your people are watching. Self-development is a higher duty than self-sacrifice. Everybody, listen, I got a person that didn't come out tonight because she had to help set up a party. Guess what? You come here, you learn this, you can pay for all the parties.
That's good.
But you're gonna give it away. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. It's okay, I gotta take care of this thing. That's right. You're here. We had our daughter, we like planned our kids' births around these meetings. If my house was on fire right now, I wouldn't go. Because guess what? This is what pays for it. That's right, and we got insurance.
Come on.
So whoever has ridden on an airplane before and looked at this little thing in the back, right? What does this mean, right? So what do you need to do if you have a child sit next to you? Do you put the little mask on them first, or do you put it on you first?
Yeah.
What good are you going to do if you pass out? If you're not there to help? If you're not there to come to their rescue? You need to protect yourself first and go there. This is a law just like any other. This is a natural thing. We need to preserve ourselves so we can protect other people. So how are you going to preserve yourself? The most selfish thing that you can ever do is say $40,000 a year is okay for me. Okay, very good. Good for you. What about all the people you could help? What about the kids that you can save in India? What about the parks that you can restore in Detroit? What if you had more money? What if you had more resources? What about your family? What if you had somebody fall off of a roof and break their leg and you said, listen, I have a business and I can take care of it. I know that there's not going to be a lawsuit in the future, but I have enough money that I'm going to take care of you, Mom. What if you have a family member that their health insurance isn't going to cover everything? And you say, it's all right, I got this, because you went out and you sacrificed and you became the leader. Time's more valuable than money. You can't get it back. It's the only thing you can't get back. Who are you spending your time with? What are you spending your time doing? You go home, you watch a movie? You watch 5 hours of TV? Or do you read a book to get better? 58% of people don't ever read a book. And I bet that other percentage, they're reading garbage that ain't going to do any good for them. Be picky about who you spend your time with. Who are you spending your time with? Is it your broke friends that won't look at your business? I got friends. I'd still call them friends. They're still, we grew up together. But if they won't give me the time of the day, too bad. We'll come back around to this when I'm making $100,000 a month. Then I'll come back and talk to you. You become like the 5 people you spend your time with. What if you had 100 or 200 people that are all winners, that are all going to achieve their goals? You're going to get there even faster, aren't you? You define what's important to you by what you dedicate your time to. Everybody in this room has proved they just put a little coin in their 401k for themselves because you came here. Every single time that you do it, you prove to yourself, you can look in the mirror and you say, you know what, this person's a winner that I'm looking at right now, because you're dedicating yourself to your future. Most people are not willing to do that. They'd rather go home and drown themselves in Facebook. Show me how you spend your time and I'll tell you what's important to you. If I call you up and I say, hey, we got a meeting tonight, and you tell me, hey, I need to help somebody plan a party, I can tell you everything that's ever going to happen in your life. I don't even need to know. I know where you're going. And guess what? As a leader, it's your job to pull them out of that, because they don't know any better, do they?
No.
When we're no longer able to change the situation that we're in, we have to change ourselves. This is something I learned in this business. There are so many circumstances that go on around us, and you're going to hear all kinds of excuses and whiners and complainers, but guess what? There's only one thing that has anything to do with it, and it's your attitude and how you perceive it and how you react to it.
Right.
Every single thing that you do, it doesn't matter what it is. Your car breaks down, you don't have a car, it doesn't matter what it is. Your house caught on fire, somebody told you no, somebody didn't answer the phone, they didn't answer the door. It doesn't matter. There's only one common denominator, and it's you. A leader doesn't take no. They just keep on going and going and going. The only person you should be better than is the person that you were yesterday. There's a lot of people in here that look at some people around them and they say, man, they're doing so much better than I am. Well, guess what? That's all right. They're on their own journey. You're on yours. Here's the thing, right? Phil, stand up for me. Melissa, stand up for me. Melissa, Phil, turn that way. Melissa, stand over here. Stand right here. Stand up. Okay, listen. Put your hands out, right? So put your hands out towards Phil. Turn this way. All right, listen. So this is where we want to be, right? This is where we want to be. This is where we are. And this can be frustrating, can't it? We're always reaching for that place. Always reaching for that place. And it's just always a little out of our reach. But sometimes we forget to look back and look where we came from. Do you realize this? How far have you come?
That's
Go ahead and
good.
take a seat. Thank you so much.
That's really good.
Way to go.
That's right, baby. Become addicted. Become addicted to constant and never-ending self-improvement. You should be reading a book. Every single day you should be reading a book. Not just any book. You should be reading a book that somebody tells you. You should be listening to your uplines. If they're telling you to read it, read it. Don't just read some joker's book. Anybody can write a book these days. Make sure you're reading a book by somebody that got some results, okay? You should be listening to an audio a day of somebody that's winning, somebody that's going to inspire you. You're going to have people that are going to think you're crazy. Are you listening to that thing? You better believe I am. What are you listening to? I remember one day I was listening to a CD. I just started getting into self-development, and I had to switch the CD over. And I pulled the CD out, and there was some stupid radio show on talking about some doctor seeing another guy's butt. And I remember listening to this, and I thought, no wonder. No wonder they're not getting ahead. They're just being manipulated every single day, and they don't know it. We're what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Okay, you need to be excellent in everything that you do. Everything you do. You come here, you get here early. You come excited. You put it on for everybody else because they're looking to you as a leader. If you're a new person, you come into this thing and you look around, you say, I don't know what in the world is going on. This is wild. Listen, when I came into this business, we were in the Opdyke office, and I remember we were above like a car place, with a bunch of old junky cars out there. You had to walk in through a gray door in the back, had no sign on it, up some dirty old stairs. Yeah, it smelled like exhaust. You have people standing in the carport smoking cigarettes, and you hear this music. And I walk up there like, what is this? And I look around, and it's filled with winners. There are people there that are living out their dreams in the strangest way. I thought, this is going to happen. I know this is real. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field. You have to have a commitment to excellence in your everyday life. That's as a family person. That's in your business. That's in your relationship with whatever God that you believe in. You need to have a commitment to excellence because people are watching. And you don't win in this business unless you commit yourself, do you? Attitude. It's a little thing that makes a big difference. You cannot have a positive life with a negative mind. I'll tell you right now, if I have a conversation with you and you start talking negative, I shut it off. Because I don't need it. I'm not a counselor. I remember talking to Asad Faraj one day, and I watched his eyes glaze over when I started complaining about people not keeping their policies. And it just hit me all of a sudden. I said, I need to watch the way these guys think. It's not about what they say, it's about what they think and what they allow into their life. And from that day forward, I said, I will be the most positive person you'll ever meet, even with no hair. Replace every negative thought with a positive one, because guess what? You're going to have a lot of negative thoughts, aren't you?
Yep.
You're going to have a lot of negative thoughts. You think we don't have negative thoughts? People standing up here in the front of the room? You wake up every single day and you're not always positive, but you got to choose to be. Every single time you got to choose to be. Not just for you, but for your family. This is where you're going to build. You got to plant your flag. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to be the person that people look to. I'm going to be the beacon of hope. A positive attitude gives you power over your circumstances instead of your circumstances having power over you. You're going to hear all kinds of excuses along the way. If you're not a district leader yet, guess what? You're walking on the path up to the mountain right now. You haven't even started up the slope. So you better get tough. Don't wish that this thing was easier. Wish that you were better. Get better every single day. Attitudes are contagious. Make yours worth catching. So I want to just leave you guys with this, all right? I would have never believed. I remember writing up on my, I had a little thing hanging from my mirror. March of 2018 was going to be my full-time date. March of 2018. Okay?
You were right.
March of 2018, that's what I said. And I was going on furlough, and I had Pruck that started pushing me a little bit. He started kind of twisting my arm, like, hey, you need to start doing this like you're full-time. Wasn't even on my radar yet. Sometimes your leaders are going to see things inside of you that you don't even see in yourself. I couldn't imagine if I was still there. I look at those guys and gals at the department, and I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry for them. You guys are all a bunch of winners. We're going to go out there, and we're going to absolutely dominate this one. Are you guys ready? Get on your feet for some recognition!